high in the towering Andes Mountains, long before European sails touched the shores of South America. There rose an empire so vast and organized that it rivaled the greatest civilizations of the ancient world. This was the Inca Empire, Tawantinsuyu, as they called it, the land of the four quarters. The story begins not in cities of stone, but in myth. According to Inca legend, the sun god Inti sent his children, Manco Capac and Mama Oclo, out of the sacred waters of Lake Titicaca. With a golden staff, they wandered until it sank into the earth, marking the spot where they would build their capital, Cusco. By the early 15th century, under the leadership of Pachacuti, the Inca transformed from a small highland kingdom into an empire. Pachacuti, whose name means earth shaker, was more than a warrior. He was a visionary. He reorganized the state, designed Cusco's layout, and began the conquest that would spread Inca rule across much of Western South America. From modern-day Ecuador in the north to Chile in the south, the Inca Empire stretched over 2,500 miles. It was the largest empire in the Americas, home to over 10 million people, and yet, astonishingly, it had no written language. But what it lacked in writing, it made up for in ingenuity. The Incas built roads, thousands of miles of them, carved into mountains, hanging across gorges on rope bridges. These roads connected a web of communities, allowing messengers called chasqui to run information across vast distances using nothing but memory and quipu, knotted cords used to record numbers and data. Agriculture flourished on terraces built into steep hillsides, with complex irrigation systems channeling glacial water. They grew potatoes, maize, and quinoa in hostile terrains. The Inca also developed a social system where land and labor were distributed under strict state control. Everyone worked, and in return, the state cared for the sick, elderly, and poor. Religion was central to Inca life. They worshipped many gods, with Inti, the sun god, at the center. Temples like the Coricancha in Cusco glittered with gold and hosted sacred ceremonies. The Inca also practiced ancestor worship, preserving mummies of past rulers and parading them during festivals. But just as the empire reached its zenith, fate intervened. In the early 16th century, the Inca were torn by a civil war between two brothers, Atahualpa and Huascar, fighting over succession after the death of their father, Huayna Capac. The war weakened the empire, and it was then that a new force arrived, the Spanish, led by Francisco Pizarro. With fewer than 200 men, steel weapons, horses, and the element of surprise, Pizarro captured Atahualpa in 1532. The Inca offered rooms full of gold and silver as ransom, which the Spanish accepted and then executed Atahualpa anyway. Without their leader, divided and disoriented, the mighty empire fell. Within a few decades, the Inca civilization collapsed under the weight of conquest, disease, and colonial rule. Yet their legacy remains. The stone walls of Machu Picchu still stand defiant, high above the Urubamba Valley. The terraces, the temples, the quipus, these remnants whisper stories of a people who, without the wheel or writing, built an empire that astonished the world. The Inca Empire was not just a chapter in history, it was a testament to human innovation, adaptability, and the enduring power of myth and memory. Thank you for listening to Explained Under 5 Minutes. If this episode helped you find a little more clarity, consider subscribing and sharing with someone who could use it too. Until next time, stay strong, stay present, and stay curious.